It's Tony T here from TonySpicks.com with our free college football pick show here. This is week 12, part 3. We'll have 9 games on Saturday. We do these in parts throughout the week and have them all done by Friday. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, my premium plays, click the link in the description. That'll take you to my page here at TonySpicks.com. Let's get started. Baylor and West Virginia, college football pick here for Saturday. And Baylor now 5-4 after their 37-34 home victory to TCU. The Bears gained 299 yards, 257 rushing for 5.8 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 444 yards to the Horned Frogs with 339 yards passing for 35 on 35 attempts. Sawyer Robertson here, 19 of 34 passes for 242 yards. West Virginia 5-4, a 31-24 road win at Cincinnati. The Mountaineers put up 248 yards, 92 rushing for 3.3 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 436 yards to the Bearcats with 279 passing on 36 attempts. Garrett Green has missed the past 2 games with injury, but returned to practice this week as QB1. Green on the year completing 56% of his passes for 7.6 yards per pass attempt. Baylor on the road is 235 points per game with 4.4 yards per rush, 262 yards passing for 7.5 yards per pass attempt. They've struggled with quarterback accuracy on the road. The Mountaineers have performed well offensively in conference with 4.7 yards per rush, 7.9 yards per pass attempt. On defense, they've defended the run well against the Big 12, but poor pass defense. Baylor 0-2 to the spread as road favorite. Pick here will be on West Virginia plus 2.5. All right, next up we got for you here Nebraska and USC. Nebraska fell to 5-4 with their 27-20 home defeat at UCLA. The Cornhuskers here gained 322 yards, 113 rushing for 3 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 358 yards to the Bruins with 219 passing on 25 attempts. Dylan Raiola, questionable with that back injury. Heinrich Harburg, 2 of 7 in relief for 32 yards with a pick. USC sits at 4-5 with a 26-21 road defeat at Washington. The Trojans gained 459 yards, 166 rushing for 5.7 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 375 yards to the Huskies, 262 passing on 40 attempts. Jay Maiava will start for, thought I was going to sneeze there. Will start for a benched Miller Moss. UNLV transfer went 8 of 11 for 66 yards against Utah State in mop-up duty. He completed 63% of his passes last year at UNLV for 8.7 yards per pass attempt, and he's a threat to run. Nebraska allowing 29 points per game on the road with really poor pass defenses. They're allowing 78% completions for 9.5 yards per pass attempt. They've been inefficient with the run and pass offense on the road. USC in their past 5 games running for 5 yards a carry and limiting opponents to 3.1 yards per rush. The Trojans 5-0 to the spread at home after a loss as a favorite. Pick here would be on USC minus 9. All right, next up we got Missouri and South Carolina college football pick. Here we go. Saturday. All right. Missouri now 7-2 with their 30-23 home victory to Oklahoma. The Tigers put up 278 yards, 135 rushing for 2.9 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 257 yards to the Sooners with 135 passing on 26 attempts. Drew Pine 14 of 27 passing for 143 yards with 3 touchdowns. South Carolina 6-3, a 28-7 road win at Vanderbilt. The Gamecocks put up 462 yards, 215 rushing for 5 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 274 yards to the Commodores with 108 rushing for 3.9 yards a carry. Lenora Sellers here, 14 of 20 passing for 238 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pine has experience in his time with Notre Dame. The Tigers on the road run for 4.4 yards a carry. They limit opponents to 26 points per game away from home. South Carolina home rushes for 4.8 yards a carry, but getting inaccurate quarterback play with 56% completion rate. Defensively at home, Gamecocks allow 58% completions for 6.7 yards per pass attempt. Tigers 7-3 of the spread on the road in conference. Gamecocks 0-3 to the spread at home facing these teams that allow 310 yards per game or fewer. Pick here will be in Missouri plus 14. All right, next up we got Arkansas State and Georgia State for Saturday. All right, Arkansas State fell to 5-4, a 55-19 road defeat at Louisiana. The Red Wolves gained 401 yards, 209 rushing for 5.4 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 579 yards to the Raging Cajuns, 301 passing on 33 attempts. Jalen Rayner, 23 of 35 passing for 167 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Georgia State fell to 2-7, a 38-7 road defeat to James Madison. The Panthers put up 259 yards, 46 rushing on 27 attempts. On defense, they allowed 452 yards to Dukes with 211 rushing for 5.7 yards a carry. Zach Gibson, 24 of 37 passes for 213 yards and a touchdown. Georgia State has lost 6 straight. The Red Wolves have been able to move the football against the Sun Belt with 5 yards per rush with 67% completion rate. They have struggled defensively against the conference. Georgia State putting up only 17.5 points per game against the Sun Belt with 3.9 yards per rush, 6.6 yards per pass attempt. Defensively, they allow 5.7 yards per run and 7.5 yards per pass attempt. The Red Wolves 7-1 to the spread on the road against losing teams. Georgia State 4-8 to the spread as a home favorite. Pick here Arkansas State here at +3. All right, we got Rutgers and Maryland for Saturday's game. All right, Rutgers now 5-4 with their 26-19 home win to Minnesota. The Scarlet Knights put up 349 yards, 109 rushing for 2.9 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 297 yards to the Golden Gophers with 35 rushing on 19 carries. Ethan Kalakmanis, 17 of 33 passing for 240 yards with 3 touchdowns and a pick. Maryland now 4-5, a 39-18 road defeat at Oregon. The Terrapins posted at 289 yards, 83 rushing for 2.7 yards a carry. On defense, they surrendered 363 yards to the Ducks, 180 rushing for 5.8 yards a carry. Billy Edwards, 22 of 44 passing for 206 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. Rutgers have struggled offensively on the road, 2.8 yards per rush, 53% completion rate. On defense on the highway, the Scarlet Knights give up 4.5 yards a carry, 7.3 yards per pass attempt. Maryland passing game works well at home with 72% completion rate, 328 yards there. In the passing game, 7.9 yards per pass attempt. They limit opponents at home to 3 yards per rush. Terrapins 2-0 the spread at home, facing teams that allow 4.75 yards per rush or greater. Pick here will be on Maryland here at -6. South Alabama and Louisiana college football pick Saturday. South Alabama fell to 4-5, a 34-30 home defeat to Georgia Southern. The Jaguars put up 458 yards, 185 rushing for 5.1 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 237 yards to the Eagles, 106 rushing for 2.9 yards a carry. Gio Lopez is questionable with a concussion. There are reports that he will be cleared for the game, though. Lopez completed 22 of 30 passing for 257 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Louisiana is 8-1 with their 55-19 home win to Arkansas State. The Raging Cajuns put up 579 yards, 278 rushing for 8.7 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 401 yards to the Red Wolves with 209 rushing for 5.4 yards a carry. Ben Wooldridge here, 17 of 26 passing for 264 yards and a touchdown. South Alabama has struggled defensively on the road, surrendering 5.1 yards per rush with 8.4 yards per pass attempt. They have been able to move the football effectively in conference. Louisiana formed great over their past 3 games with 5.6 yards per rush with 69% completion rate, 9.5 yards per pass attempt. In this span, they hold opposing quarterbacks at 5.6 yards per pass attempt, plus outscoring opponents by 17 points a game. Pick here will be Louisiana, -7. All right, next up we got Southern Miss and Texas State. All right, we've got Southern Miss now 1-8 after a 37-3 home defeat to Marshall. The Golden Eagles gained 183 yards, 113 rushing for 2.8 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 526 yards to the Thundering Herd with 267 rushing for 5.7 yards a carry. Ethan Crawford, 5 of 18 passing for 70 yards with 3 interceptions. Texas State now 5-4. A 38-17 road win at Monroe. The Bobcats posted 398 yards, 326 rushing for 6 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 278 yards to the Warhawks with 119 passing yards on 24 attempts. Jordan McLeod, 4 of 5 passing for 56 yards and a touchdown. Golden Eagles against the Sun Belt is starting 35 points a game as they allow 5.5 yards per rush, 7.7 yards per pass attempt. Golden Eagles offensively in conference play rushed for 3.5 yards a carry. and get inaccurate play at quarterback. Texas State in the Sun Belt play has rushed for 5.5 yards a carry and getting accurate and efficient play at quarterback. They hold Sun Belt teams at 4.3 yards a carry and 59% completion rate. Pick here will be Texas State minus 26.5. All right, next up we got Arizona State and Kansas State here. Saturday night action. Arizona State now 7-2 with their 35-31 home victory at UCF. The Sun Devils gain at 260 yards, 99 rushing for 3.1 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 406 yards to the Knights, 177 rushing yards for 4.8 yards a carry. Sam Levitt, 16-25 passing, 461 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kansas State now 7-2, a 24-19 road defeat at Houston. The Wildcats posted 327 yards, 89 rushing for 2.6 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 332 yards to the Cougars, 121 rushing for 3 yards a carry. Avery Johnson here, 23-39 passing for 238 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. ASU facing the Big 12 has rushed for 4.7 yards a carry and 7.8 yards per pass attempt. They have defended well in conference play by allowing 4.3 yards per rush with 59% completion rate. Kansas State rushes for 5.3 yards a carry in the Big 12, but getting inaccurate quarterback play. The Wildcats defensively in conference allow 64% completion rate, 7.2 yards per pass attempt. ASU 7-5 the spread as a run dog. Pick here will be on Arizona State here, +9. All right, we got Boise State and San Jose State college football pick Saturday. Boise State now 8-1 with their 28-21 home victory to Nevada. The Broncos gained 393 yards, 274 rushing for 5.8 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 319 yards to the Wolfpack with 232 passing on 27 attempts. Maddox Madsen, 9-20 passing for 119 yards with a touchdown and pick. In the game, he rushed for 58 yards. Now San Jose State 6-3 with their 24-13 road win at Oregon State. The Spartans put up 463 yards, 68 rushing for 3.8 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 474 yards to the Beavers with 292 passing yards on 37 attempts. Walker Eggett went 18-35 passing for 295 yards with a touchdown and pick. Boise State put up really good offensive numbers against the conference. Defensively, they hold Mountain West teams to 3.6 yards per rush, 58% completion rate. San Jose State rushes for 4.4 yards a carry, and conference was getting inaccurate quarterback play with 53% completion rate. On defense, they hold Mountain West teams with 23 points per game and allow 3.5 yards per rush with 62% completions. The pick here will be Boise State and San Jose State under 61.5. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, my pre and plays, click the link in the description. That'll take you to my page here at TonySpicks.com. And if you like this video, give us a like, a thumbs up. You really help our channel. I'm Tony T. We'll talk with you guys later.